Hello and welcome to Prime at 9. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other world leaders on Sunday visited the Trevi fountain on the second day of the G20 summit in Italy's Rome. Along with Prime Minister Modi, several heads of the states visited the symbolic place of the historic town. The death toll in the Dehradun road mishap climbed to 13 on Sunday, informed Dehradun District Magistrate Dr. R. Rajesh Kumar. He further stated that teams have been deployed at the accident site to conduct rescue operations and 2 have been rescued so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Kedarnath, one of the 4 famous Hindu shrines in Uttarakhand that make up the state's holy Char Dham pilgrimage on November 5th, said an official aware of the details. The death toll in the Dehradun road mishap climbed to 13 on Sunday, informed Dehradun District Magistrate Dr. R. Rajesh Kumar. He further stated that teams have been deployed at the accident site to conduct rescue operations and 2 have been rescued so far. Dehradun District Magistrate Dr. R. Rajesh Kumar has given further information on the road accident of Bulhad Baila Road in the Chakratha Tehsil of Uttarakhand's Dehradun district. Speaking to ANI, Kumar said to have received information that the vehicle rolled down a gorge. The teams are on the spot and 13 deaths are confirmed and 2 have been rescued so far and making post-mortem facility available at the spot, he said. The CM has sent a message that compensation will be given to the injured and kins of deceased, he added. Earlier in the day, 11 people were killed and 4 were left injured in a road accident at Bulhad Baila Road in the Chakratha Tehsil of Uttarakhand's Dehradun district.
टीम है वो भी पहुंच चुकी है और वहाँ पे ही हम स्पॉट पे ही हम लोग पोस्टमार्टम कराने की फैसिलिटी हम लोग उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं. वहीं पे मौके पे पोस्टमार्टम अभी हो रहा है और ये रिपोर्ट हम लोग कंपाइल कर रहे हैं और इसमें माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की ओर से भी मैसेज आया है कि उसमें राशि दी जाएगी क्योंकि ये प्राइवेट यूटिलिटी व्हीकल है. तो इसमें गवर्नमेंट नॉर्म्स के जो नॉर्म्स हैं, नॉर्मली जब गवर्नमेंट व्हीकल गिरता है तभी कंपनसेशन अमाउंट मिलता है, लेकिन ये प्राइवेट यूटिलिटी व्हीकल थी इसलिए जो आपदा के नॉर्म्स हैं उस पर लागू नहीं होते. लेकिन माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के कार्यालय से मैसेज प्राप्त हुआ है कि विवेकाधीन कोष में फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया जाएगा जो मृतक हैं और जो घायल हैं दोनों को.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other world leaders on Sunday visited the Trevi fountain on the second day of the G20 summit in Italy's Rome. Along with the Prime Minister, several heads of the states visited the symbolic place of the historic town. He was seen having a conversation with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and German Chancellor Angela Merkel. And the Trevi Fountain is also known as the largest Baroque fountain in the city and one of the most famous fountains in the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is slated to attend the second session of the G20 summit at Rome on climate change today. On Saturday, Prime Minister Modi met various leaders including Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and French President Emmanuel Macron on the sidelines of the G20 summit. Modi had a warm meeting with Pope Francis at the Vatican City, which lasted for an hour and invited him to visit India. The Prime Minister also arrived in Italy on Friday to participate in the 2-day G20 summit. The theme of the G20 meet under the Italian presidency is centered around people, planet and prosperity. On Sunday, Prime Minister Modi is expected to have a meeting with Prime Minister of Spain Pedro Sanchez and German Chancellor Angela Merkel on the sidelines of the G20 summit, besides participating in discussions on climate change and environment and sustainable development. Observing that Nagaland lags behind in the human resource sector and foreseeing a huge challenge due to dearth of professionals in the health and medical sectors, the Minister for Planning and Coordination, Niba Kruno, has said that students need to come together, learn and bring quality education so that they can come back to Nagaland and serve the state in professional capacities. The minister was addressing the gathering at the Golden Jubilee function of the Naga Students' Union of Dibrugarh at the Sacred Heart Cathedral compound in Dibrugarh, Assam. Krodu pointed out that the need for modern medical facilities in the form of a medical college, which has yet to be set up till date, facing challenges considering that manpower and expertise to run such institutions here. Mentioning that a few alumni of the Naga students in Dibrugarh, he spoke of the Naga footballer T. Au, late Minister T. M. Lotha, and present legislators such as Dr. Nikisale Kire, among a host of medical retired officers and paramedical officers. Krono opined that the premier educational destination offered peaceful atmosphere for a lot of Nagas. Earlier, a commemorative stone marking the Golden Jubilee was unveiled at the Naga Patient House and a magazine was released to mark the occasion.
And I've never heard bad things about Dibrugarh. My father also studied here in Assam. And this time I asked him, which place you have studied? Then he said, I studied in Tezpur.
We have come a long way. 50 years is a long year. Despite all the challenges,
Nagaland on Sunday reported 11 fresh COVID-19 cases and 1 patient succumbed from the virus in the last 24 hours, while 21 patients recovered from the infection. According to the State Health Department, Kohima registered the highest number of new cases at 4, followed by Dimapur 3, Mukokchung 3 and Tuensang 1. Out of the 21 recoveries, 13 were reported from Dimapur, Tuensang 6 and Mukokchung 2. The state saw a gradual decline in its daily COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours and recovery rate overtakes new COVID-19 cases. Maharashtra Minister and Nationalist Congress Party leader Nawab Malik on Sunday reiterated his allegations against Narcotics Control Bureau's Zonal Director Samir Wankhedi and said that he firmly stands by his statements and his fight was against fraud and not religion or caste. Malik accused Wankhedi of taking away the opportunity of the SC and added that the fight was against the fraud and not his religion or caste. He stands by his statement that Samir Wankhedi is on post by forging SC certificate, Malik said. He snatched away a poor SC's rights and the fight is against fraud, not religion or caste, the minister said. He is urging Arun Haldar, Vice Chairman of the National Commission for SC, to maintain his post's dignity, the minister said while speaking to reporters. He had earlier accused Wankhedi of falsely framing people under the NDPS Act. Notably, Wankhedi was investigating the drugs on cruise case involving Aryan Khan, son of Shah Rukh Khan. An NCB team busted an alleged drugs party on the Cordelia cruise ship, which was on its way to Goa on October 2. A total of 20 people were arrested in the case. Wankhedi was given charge of investigating the case. Earlier on Thursday, Wankhedi had moved Bombay High Court over the inquiry against him by the Maharashtra government in connection with the extortion charges levelled against him in the drugs on cruise case and demanded a probe by CBI or any central agency in the matter. The court had disposed of his petition.
कई लोग मुझे मेरे जानने वाले आकर बोल रहे थे कि आप रुक जाइए, शाहरुख खान को बताया जा रहा है कि तुम्हारे बोलने की वजह से तुम्हारा लड़का फंसते जा रहा है। जिम्मेदार लोग भी बोले, मेरे नज़दीक के लोग भी बोले। उसे डराया गया कि नवाब मलिक को रोका जाए। कुछ लोग ये कह रहे थे कि ड्रग का मामला बहुत बड़ा होता है, इसमें बड़े पैसे इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, गुंडे इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, आपकी जान जा सकती है। प्रयास तो हुआ मेरी जबान बंद करने का, लेकिन मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि हम इसे लॉजिकल एंड तक ले जाएंगे। जो जिसको करना है वो करे। कोई ये कहता होगा कि नवाब मलिक को मार देंगे, मेरा पूरा विश्वास है जिस दिन मरना है मरूंगा। और लोगों को कहना चाहती हूँ जो इस तरह की बातें करते हैं कि मर गए मारने वाले।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Kedarnath, one of the 4 famous Hindu shrines in Uttarakhand that make up the state's holy Char Dham pilgrimage on November 5th, said an official aware of the details. The Prime Minister will offer prayers at the Kedarnath temple, inaugurate the Samdhi, final resting place of Adi Shankaracharya, one of the most revered Hindu sages and ideologues, and also unveil his statue. The Samadhi has been reconstructed after it was damaged during the devastating 2013 floods that ravaged the state. To mark the occasion, the Bharatiya Janata Party has invited sadhus and devotees to be part of the nationwide celebrations to be held at the 4 dhams, 12 Jyotirlingas and 86 prominent temples established across the country by Adi Shankaracharya during his travels. Giant screens will be placed at these venues to relay Prime Minister's program to the masses. Modi is also expected to inaugurate some infrastructure projects, and his forthcoming visit to the Himalayan temple will mark the completion of the first phase of reconstruction works in Kedarpuri and beginning of the second phase. The program assumes significance as the hill state is headed for assembly polls next year. Arbas merchant who was arrested in the drugs on cruise case was released from Arthur Road jail in Mumbai on Sunday. Speaking to a reporter, Aslam Merchant, father of Arbas Merchant, said he is immensely happy and that his mother is the happiest person that their son has come home. Their prayers and blessings came true and they will obey all the bail conditions religiously, he said. On Thursday, Aryan Khan, Arbas Merchant and Munmun Dhamecha, who are accused in the drugs on cruise case, were granted bail by the court following the 3-day hearing in the case. The court asked all 3 bail applicants to appear before the Narcotics Control Bureau Mumbai office every Friday between 11 and 2 p.m. to mark their presence.
It's on allegation from day one. सब कुछ falsely implicated हो गए और for falsely implicated होते they don't have any proof. They don't have CCTV camera footage which I asked from day one. Allegation was 6 gram, 6 gram, 6 gram. But कहाँ है proof? Blood test में नहीं है, blood report में नहीं है, CCTV कैमरा में नहीं है. किसे पता आप ही इम्प्लेंट करो. वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी लोकेट करेंगे, इनके ऊपर है. लेट देम डू द वर्क. मैटर सब जुडिस. आई कैन नॉट कमेंट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. मैंने कहा तो यही है कि आप सर पे किसी के बंदूक रख देंगे, कोई कुछ भी एडमिशन कर देगा, बट दैट कैन नॉट बी टेकन एज एन एविडेंस. लोग कहते हैं चलो जान छुड़ाओ. क्या लैब में आप गए थे? क्या वो लैब में गए थे कि उन्होंने चेक करे कौन सा सब्सटेंस क्या है और किसने डाला? ये तो कह सकता है भाई. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू हैव टू मेक अ स्टेटमेंट which can be retracted the same day itself. It has been retracted. Not only mine, both the statements were retracted. So from that point of view, it's a fact that everything has been, they've been falsely implicated, and now the time has come. They should be out. I mean, they are out on bail. So God willing, everything is fine. There's no issue.
During a press conference held by Ministry of External Affairs, Indian Foreign Secretary Harsh Vardhan Shringla said that the Prime Minister invited G20 countries to make India their partner in economic recovery and supply chain diversification. Prime Minister Modi invited G20 countries to make India their partner in economic recovery and supply chain diversification. He's also brought out the fact that despite challenges of the pandemic, India continued to be a trusted partner in context of reliable supply chains. The Prime Minister also said emergency use authorization to the Indian Covaxin vaccine by WHO will help facilitate the process of expedited vaccination for the world.
On the need for resilient global supply chains. Mentioned also India's bold economic reforms, the lowering of the costs of doing business with India. He spoke about innovation in India, the efforts at developing a sort of a culture of innovation. He invited the G20 countries to make India their partner in economic recovery and supply chain diversification. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, India continued to be a trusted partner in the context of reliable supply chains.
Amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the local train services across West Bengal resumed with 50% seating capacity on Sunday. Meanwhile, West Bengal reported 990 new COVID-19 cases and 9 deaths in the last 24 hours. Earlier this week, the central government asked the West Bengal government to take note of the rising cases of COVID-19 in Kolkata and take measures to contain the spread of the virus following Durga Puja celebrations. The 16th Foundation Day of Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation of India Limited (DFCCIL) was celebrated at a function in New Delhi on October 30th. On this occasion, a workshop was organized on the topic Role of DSC in Nation Building and Industrial Development. A large number of dignitaries including R.N. Singh, Secretary, Ministry of Railways, Suneet Sharma, Chairman, Ministry of Railways, R.K. Jain, the MD of DFCCIL, and Nanduri Srinivas, Director, Operation and Business Development, participated in the workshop. The importance of the DFC in the development of the country was discussed in detail by the speakers in the workshop. The Prime Minister has already dedicated 2 sections of DFC to the nation after inaugurating them. Under the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor, 1,875 kilometers of railway lines are being laid from Ludhiana to Sonanagar and Sonanagar to Dankuni.
It's going to be a revolution in the logistics industry. It's going to be a paradigm shift. You can say whatever, in the sense that nation will get the benefit, lower cost of logistics, faster transit, faster evacuation, environment friendly transportation, efficient transportation and what not.
डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर आज अपना 16th फाउंडेशन डे मना रहा है। पिछले 15 साल हमारे लिए बड़े चैलेंजिंग रहे और स्पेशली पिछला वर्ष जो है 2021 का वो हमारे लिए बड़ा गौरवशाली रहा। पिछले वर्ष हमने 1000 किलोमीटर से ज़्यादा का ट्रैक कमीशन किया जिस पे डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर की ट्रेन चल रही है। पहली बार डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर ने रेवेन्यू अर्न करना शुरू किया है और डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर नए कॉरिडोर्स की तरफ भी इसी साल आगे बढ़ा है। तो ये फाउंडेशन डे हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा संदेश लाता है कि आने वाले समय में हमें बचे हुए हमारे डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर के जो काम हैं उनको पूरा करना है।
That's all for the news tonight. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.